The development of marine parks and reserves in Tanzania dates back to the 1960s when surveys of marine habitats, mainly reefs, were conducted and several sites legislated as marine reserves in mid-1970s. However, no specific management and institutional mechanism was put in place to effectively manage these reserves apart from allocating the authority to the Department of Fisheries. From 1990s, the government of Tanzania, in collaboration with other key stakeholders, worked seriously to ensure that the idea of establishing marine parks and reserves in the country became a reality. In 1994, a law to guide the management and administration of the marine parks and reserves was enacted by the Parliament of Tanzania. The Marine Parks and Reserve Act No. 29 of 1994 provides the legal framework for the conservation, management, and wise use of coastal and marine resources. It also provides guidance for reasonable use by fisher folks, commercial operators and holiday makers, scientists, divers, photographers, and reef watchers. Within the framework of the Act No. 29 of 1994, the Board of Trustees (BOT) for Marine Parks and Reserves was established in 1996 as a semi-autonomous governing body responsible for the management and administration of marine protected areas in the country. According to the Marine Parks and Reserves Act No. 29 of 1994, the major objectives of Marine Parks and Reserves Unit include the following: to manage marine and coastal areas so as to promote sustainability of the use and the recovery of areas and resources that have been overexploited or otherwise damaged. To ensure that communities and other local resident resource users in the vicinity of the marine protected area that depend on the resources for their livelihood are involved in all phases of the planning, development, and management. Communities share in the benefits of operations of the protected areas and have the priority in the resource use and economic opportunity accrued by the establishment of a protected area. To promote community-oriented education and dissemination of information concerning conservation and sustainable use of the marine protected area. To stimulate the rational development of underutilized natural resources. To protect, conserve, and restore the species and genetic diversity of living and non-living marine resources and ecosystem processes of marine and coastal areas. To facilitate research and monitor resource conditions and uses within the marine protected areas. Currently, there are Mafia and Mnazi Bay Ruvuma Estuary. Also, there are small island marine reserves which include 48 genera in park. The park covers an area of 822 square kilometers and was gazetted in 1995 and has a strategic potential as an ecotourism destination along the Tanzanian coasts. The main tourism features include the presence of spectacular complexes of tropical marine and coastal habitats such as the coastal reefs or gardens, 48 genera. The presence of expansive, sheltered and shallow or intertidal areas provides conducive to highly productive fisheries. The area is also rich in nesting grounds for two endangered species of sea turtles, playing grounds for dolphins, and increasingly sightings of dugongs and whale sharks. The park is known as feeding grounds for wading birds and important nesting areas for open-billed stork and fish eagles. The presence of cultural and historical sites, ruins, some of which date back almost 1,000 years, that encompass Shirazi, Arab, Portuguese, Germanese, and Swahili occupation and reflect the diverse cultural history of the East African coast. There is also a variety of ecotourism activities, including sunbathing, white beaches, scuba diving, snorkeling, windsurfing, sport fishing or game fishing. Dar es Salaam Marine Reserves Systems, DMRS. This is a set of 4 marine reserves of Bongoyo, Mbudia, Pangavini, and Funguyasini Island Marine Reserves located 26 kilometers from the city center, falling within the boundary of Dar es Salaam City, gazetted in 1975, covering a total area of 30.41 square kilometers. Mbudia Island Marine Reserves has an area of 11.72 square kilometers. Bongoyo Island Marine Reserve has an area of about 8 square kilometers. Funguyasini Island Marine Reserve covers an area of 9.43 square kilometers. Pangavini Island Marine Reserve covers an area of 1.72 square kilometers. These reserves are endowed with spectacular attractions, including sand beaches, natural forests, water birds, cultural historical sites, and ruins, crystal clear white water which provides a potential for diving and snorkeling. Beaches provide visitors an opportunity for sunbathing and relaxation. There are also natural forests which provide an opportunity for bird watching. The historical sites include tombs that date back to 14th century. These reserves are important breeding grounds for 2 species of endangered sea turtles, which include hawksbill and green turtle. Other species are coconut crabs and dolphins. Also, the islands provide beautiful coral reefs and coastal forests where various kinds of sea birds. Dar es Salaam South Marine Reserves. These are primary fish breeding areas which were collectively gazetted in March 2007. The inner Senda is used for recreation, particularly day resorts for visitors. The island hosts annual boat race competition. From the initial race, it is obvious that the reserves provide an important resource for commercial activities and tourism for the local people. Whilst the corals appear healthy and the fish species indicate diversity, the Mnazi Bay Ruvuma Estuary Marine Park, MBREMP, is located in southern Tanzania, Mtwara region. It covers an area of 650 square kilometers. There is formation of delta which supports healthy stand of mangrove forest which provides beautiful scenery for boating. The area is endowed with pristine ecotourism features which includes the beautiful unspoiled sand beaches. Example, the Msimbati Beach, which is the longest beach in East Africa, which is about 15 kilometers long, the healthy mangrove stand forest, the pristine coral gardens with variety of marine species which attract visitors for scuba diving and snorkeling, There are endangered species like sea turtles, dugongs, and many others. The park provides potential areas for roosting sites for bird watching, boating in the mangrove, diving and snorkeling, sailing and fishing,
Hippopotamus.
watching. At the mouth of Ruvuma River estuary, the Makonde carvings and culture of the people also attracts visitors. Gas exploitation within the park is environmentally friendly exploited, offering a unique experience.